The Design and Media Center was built as a glass structure. It says, look inside. It says, come inside.
The Design and Media Center is a really amazing new space where we will be bridging academic programs on the fine arts side as well as the applied arts side. The idea became thinking about how could we activate the lobby of the Design and Media Center so that we could have a statement installation that would also maybe possibly play with all of the light that you would be seeing in the atrium at all parts of the day. After introducing Dan's work to many members of our community, it was met with resounding universal enthusiasm.
The class I'm teaching is called Structured Light, and it's a project class where I'm not only teaching, but I've been engaged to do a large installation.
And I literally was walking in a downpour and just started feeling the rain. It was kind of the first decent warm spring day. And just said, well, maybe I can fill the DMC with rain. And that was the seed.
Rainfield will be comprised of 10,000 glass drips, and they will all be suspended from the ceiling with very thin wire.
Because of the multitude of raindrops we needed, I needed help. And I needed a whole department's worth of help.
Dan proposed a multidisciplinary class so that majors from all disciplines could work together.
Students that are involved in the course are from our art education department, two of the design media disciplines, and also from the fine arts side of things.
So first and foremost, this class is about collaboration, which is amazing. He's really having them all work together.
I think it's important to work in a team because I don't think that anyone is quite clever enough on their own.
Working with different teams is really exciting. I'll be having a conversation with somebody and they'll have a completely different outlook and take it at a different angle, and I'm like, oh, I've never looked at it like that. It's super interesting.
Contemporary art is becoming very collaborative now. It's not so discipline specific, it's becoming very interdisciplinary, and it's also becoming very global.
How in the world do you do a project in a very large space where you're going to fly 10,000 glass objects? And the students had to get in the middle of that process and figure out what it would take to take the resources at hand and actually make that work.
Okay, start a raindrop, let's see. Gather a ping pong size ball of glass. Hold it level to the floor. Let it cool down. And then as it's cooling down, you slowly tilt the pipe so the glass end is lower to the floor and let gravity stretch it out. And once it gets to a certain temperature, you could swing it like a pendulum to stretch it out the stem longer. Once it stops moving, you can hang it up for like a minute until they're cold enough to crack off without bending or warping. We repeat the process roughly 12,000 times throughout this entire project. We're only using about 10,000 of those drops because the first couple hundred were very stumpy.
There are so many parts of the assembly process. Not only are we making 10,000 raindrops, but we're putting little wire baskets on and then put wires on to hang it. So there's 10,000 raindrops by maybe 6 tasks. Each part will be reiterated 10,000 times.
We just go from like one step to the next, and we'll have like 4 people wrapping wire and then like 3 people gluing and 1 person transporting in between and another person taking the glue drops and setting them on the shelf, and it's just like a whole production line.
Hope you're not afraid of heights. Learning how to use the lift was really great because now I can use that training in other fields, and if any other opportunities come up where a scissor lift is needed, I'm properly trained and certified to use one.
My main takeaway from this class would probably be planning everything. Planning is a key part to this sculptural installation, but it is to everything else too.
You have to have the contracts and the engineers and the meetings that you have that he has been through every week.
But I think that seeing Dan's process, there's not that sort of fear around it being some unattainable goal. It definitely does feel more tangible now.
A huge part of this is the unknowns. It hasn't been done, and so you're figuring things out. We're trying to teach our students problem-solving skills, right? That's what artists are. The experience that the students get out of that, you can't replicate that in a lesson.
The fact that we are educating tomorrow's artists and designers, and we're pairing them up with working, visiting artists to create of the moment, current contemporary pieces is really, really special.
Students from a lot of disciplines getting together and bringing their own expertise, learning from one another as well as learning from a guest artist. Structured Light is a microcosm of what the DMC is all about.
I am so happy to see the image up in the air. In its final finished form, Rainfield is 59 feet long by 46 feet wide, and it's 24.5 feet tall at the center of the arch. Rainfield weighs approximately 2,000 pounds. 1,300 of that is the glass raindrops, the rest hardware.
So overwhelming, but like overwhelmingly beautiful and amazing.
It's more of a feeling, it's not a thought. I feel just kind of awestruck.
The most inspiring thing about the class is just accomplishing such a large-scale piece of artwork. Just bringing that from nothing to what it is the most inspiring thing about the class.
I think there's something about getting a project like this done that sticks with someone for a lifetime. Rainfield won't be the last of these kinds of projects that we do at Mass Art.